a bus is stationary at a certain bus stop because it is broken, in order for you to get to your destination, do you change the driver for the bus to move or you fix the bus? This is the question asked by Loco Max Maponyane, right, when addressing the issues of Kaizer Chiefs. Now let's talk about Nascimento at Royal AM. His contract has come to an end and is definitely leaving Royal AM from the news that we've gathered so far. So do you want me to unpack all of these things? If you do, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of these things? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. So before we get into what Loco Max Maponyane said about the situation or the state of Kaizer Chiefs, we need to start at Royal AM and hear the story about Nascimento. Nascimento joined Royal AM all the way from Mamelodi Sundowns. However, it appears like his time at Royal AM has come to an end. It's not according to me, guys. It is according to the news that we have reported. There's a guy that was talking to somebody was talking to Marawa Sport Worldwide. His contract is finished. He is part of the players that were released, and we didn't exercise the option on his deal. He's a good player. He comes from Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm sure he will still he's still a good player, but the contract is finished. Right? Royal AM wants to keep younger players. I think when Andile Mpesane came in, he made it very clear that he wants to have younger players and give them a platform to showcase their talent. I think Nascimento is a bit older now. He doesn't fit the caliber of players that Andile would like to bring in, which are younger players. Yes. Oh, now Andile Mpesane ekopisha Kaizer Chiefs. Maybe she's a fan of Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, so not she. Maybe he's a fan of Kaizer Chiefs because wow, he is copying Kaizer Chiefs now. Guti, Nami, I want young players and blah 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 blah. Okay, we get it. Now we are still on the issue of Kaizer Chiefs. Max Maponyane was asked about the situation that is happening at Kaizer Chiefs, diagnosing that situation. He had some very interesting analysis, because a lot of people are saying, remove the coach, chase the coach, as if chasing the coach will obliterate the problem at Kaizer Chiefs. But he's like, no. That's not how you solve problem. It's definitely the upside down of solving problems. You do not obliterate, you do not remove the coach, but instead you fix the problem, because the problem definitely is not the coach. He's saying exactly what I said not long ago. Good, no, you can chase the coach, but the problem will still be there, because the problem is not the coach, but the problem is the management. Max Maponyane said the following. Max Maponyane speaking to Sokala Duma in an interview I ended in Sokala Duma, guys. Max Maponyane asked a very important question when he says, Max Maponyane, the plan anyway, if you change him, who else? Let me take you back. You will know where I've come, where I came, as far as Steve Komphela, Ernest Middendorp, Gavin Hunt. You know, you can wrangle them. But what has been happening? Maponyane asked on Radio 2000. Sorry, I said it's kickoff.com. So if you cannot think, and so you cannot think you are changing Atazwane and suddenly you are going to get the first trophy. But nah, that's not how it works. Then he asked a question which is very key. You probably heard me mentioning that in the introduction of this video. That's where we're getting now. Does chasing away Coach Atazwane changes the situation in Kaizer Chiefs? Certainly not. He came from this angle and asked this question. Let me ask you a question. Instead of answering your question, if your bus is broken and people are stranded in this bus, do you change drivers or you just repair the bus? Go, man, go. Also gave his impression. Yeah. there needs to be a flaw. It always looks very lost when it comes to the last third, because no one has the confidence and cannot take responsibility to put the ball in the back of the net. But I want us, before we proceed with the issue here, look, that Max Maponyane is raising, the issue of a stationary bus that is standing on a bus stop because it's broken. There's a question that he asked here, which is very important. You change the bus driver, or you repair the bus. Basically, you must repair the bus. In one of the videos, this is how I put it to you. I said to you, there was Solinas, Gompela, Gavin Hunt, Anna Middendorp. Who else am I forgetting? There's Stuart Baxter. All these coaches failed. But the question that you need to ask is, when you hire all those coaches, somebody authorized that. The board voted on that one. Somebody was paying that. Who was paying that? And why did you choose such coaches? Because each and every coach, when Steve Gompela took over, he had to get rid of players that were Stuart Baxter's players, because they were too old. He had to start afresh the system. As he was building, you guys you got frustrated, you wanted a trophy, you start stoning Steve Gompela. Steve Gompela will get to different finals, but he will not win it. He was still building Kaizer Chiefs. Just on that, you guys got so impatient, got rid of him. You got another coach, you won nothing. You got another coach, you won nothing. You got another coach, you won nothing. You got another coach. Forgetting to ask the question, management, what have you done? How did we find ourselves in this situation? It is the problem of the management. It is the cause in this problem is Kaizer Chiefs management. Whenever you hire a coach, you know that coach has got a system of a style or a certain style of play that he will exert on his players. So he will then go and hire or get players that are suitable to his style. And then when you get rid of that coach, the next coach will have his own preferences. Then he gets his own players. There is no cohesion. There is no continuity in the growth. So you can change the coaches, but the problem will not be obliterated. The problem will be there because of how you hire coaches and what type of players are you buying into the team. But let's finish his interview. This is what he said. Otige, there's a need to flow. It is always look very lost when it comes to the last third, because no one has the confidence and cannot take the responsibility to put the ball in the back of the net. So if you have not been scoring regularly, I cannot expect you now to be confident and do what you do best, because you don't do it. So it's not the best. We cannot put you and look in the best same line. No, you cannot make sure you get that front row very organized, because you put the end results. That's when your confidence is built, right? So I think Maponyane has just nailed it. There's no way. I don't think we can start talking about this issue of Zwane getting fired. You guys who are very keen to get Zwane fired at Kaizer Chiefs, there's one question that I'm asking from you guys, is that, do you fear the management so much so that you cannot approach them and tell them their errors? Do you fear Kaizer Motaung Jr.? Do you fear Bobby Motaung? Do you fear Loko Motaung Senior? Do you fear them and the board? Do you fear Jessica Motaung? Because those are the right people. You need to ask the right questions from them. You need to sit with them down and say, listen, the coaches that you've been hiring, they didn't give us the result. Why? They are the ones that needs to give you the answer. Why? They are the ones who hired them. What did you see? What convinced you to hire Solinas? What convinced you to hire Stuart Baxter? What convinced you to hire Ernest Middendorp? What convinced you to hire Gavin Hunt? And what are the cause or the cause to the problem that were occurred as a result of you hiring these coaches? Because for every what? There's a reaction, something like that. Yeah. So if you hit towards this direction, there will be a reaction to that. So every time they hire a coach, there must be a reaction. All those things, you sit down and you analyze the problem bit by bit, and then you ask the management, when you hired Gavin Hart, what was the result of doing that? When you hired Stuart Baxter, what did you get from that? They are the ones that needs to sit here and explain to us what happened. But instead, you just want to deal with the person who has been hired by the management, the same management that has not bought players for the same person, but you want to get rid of the person. Does it make sense though? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's change how we think. Let's reason from cause to effect. Let's not deal with just the result. I'm going to give you an example here. To those that are Christians, in this country are Christians. So, there was a time when Jesus was in the boat. They were in the boat with the disciples. Jesus was sleeping in there, quietly there. So the boat is moving, and then the wind happened, and then the water was getting inside the boat. So they knew that okay, at this moment they're about to drown and die. So they were trying to get get rid of the water. So the water will come in. They will try to get something to almost but inside the boat, and then they're throwing the water in back into the lake or the ocean, whatever they were. But there is a way of thinking that when they woke Jesus to rebuke to help them in the situation, Jesus rebuked the wind. And because of that, the wind was the cause to this water. The same water that they were dealing with. So when they were dealing with the end the result of the problem, instead of dealing with the cause. But Jesus rebuked the wind, which causes what's the name of this thing that the water? Hey, I forgot the right word for it, but whatever. So the cause of that was the wind and all the stuff. So Jesus rebuked the cause, and as a result, everything came down, and then the situation was normal. That's the lesson to say, whenever you deal with any situation or any problem in life, you deal with the problem at its core, at its root, from cause to effect. If you have any problem with players, if you have any problem with coaches, you do not deal with the coach, you do not deal with the player, but you deal with the person who hired the player. You deal with the person who hired the coach, because then you are asking the person, do you have the right way or the right capacity, the right mental capacity to make good decisions that you can hire good coaches with good players? If you don't, let's replace you and get somebody that has the right mental capacity to hire good coaches, good players. You know what I'm saying? Then the team will win. But no, as soon as the team loses, you focus on the players, you focus on the coaches. Who hired them? That's the person you need to be talking to. That's the person you need to be protesting to. Right? See you on the next video. But until then, please take care.